Hey you guys, so it is now March 6th and I'm just popping on to go ahead and intro this reading vlog. So I have tried to start it multiple times within the last month and a half at this point, so I have a lot of b-roll footage which I will probably put in, but I just couldn't muster up the energy to sit down in front of the camera and give you guys any sort of updates or reading updates or anything like that. I have still been reading, but I've also been pretty stressed about work because I was going through an interview process for a promotion to a project management supervisor position, and I have been aware of this transition happening for about 6 months, over 6 months now. I've been interviewing since early February. And I finally found out 2 days ago now that I got the job, and so did my friend Hannah at work. So it'll be really fun that we get to kind of learn the new role together, and we already sit next to each other. So I think it'll just be so fun to get to, I don't know, just get to transition into this new phase at my job with someone else. I'm so happy the process is over. I was kind of to a point with it where even if I didn't get the job, I was just hoping that it was over and there was going to be no more interviews, because there was talk of having us do another interview at some point. So I'm really happy that that is not the case. But either way, let me go ahead and give you guys a bit of a reading update. So I am in the middle of The Antidote by Karen Russell, and I am loving this, loving it so much. So it's set during the Dust Bowl, so 1930s Nebraska, and we're following different main characters. This one lady calls herself the Prairie Witch, and she got pregnant when she wasn't married. She was sent to this home for unwed mothers, is what she keeps calling it. And she believes those doctors basically stole her child and sold it to somebody. And now she's known as the Prairie Witch. Then you're also following this young girl who's in high school, who is trying to make some extra money. So she wants to become the Prairie Witch's, I'm gonna use the word intern, assistant, something like that. She wants this lady to teach her her ways. And it's so fun because she's also on an all-girls basketball team, and she's trying to make money to keep their team alive and afloat, even though their coach had to quit. Some of the other girls on the team had to quit because their world is just a bit of a mess because of the Dust Bowl, you know? And I think I'm loving this, obviously because of the writing, but also I just don't think I've ever read anything set during the Dust Bowl before, and it's just super fun. So really liking that. And then the other day, I actually also started Braiding Sweetgrass by Robin Wall Kimmerer. I have heard nothing but amazing things about this. I am loving it so much. I'm already tabbing it up, underlining it up. It is so beautiful. It is so pretty. And I feel like it's just really putting into perspective humans' relationship with our planet and the earth and our spirituality, and how much you can learn if you just pay attention and observe the seasons and how the earth just naturally acts, and how everything from the earth is a gift given to us, and how, you know, you shouldn't waste these gifts or expect these gifts and all sorts of stuff like that. And so I'm really enjoying my time with this. I feel like it is such a fun time to read this because yes, it's still technically winter and it did snow yesterday, but we're starting to get our mix of 55, 60 degree days in here, and the sun's shining a bit more, the days are getting longer, the time changes this weekend. So I just feel like reading this when kind of the world is starting to come back alive is just going to be such a fun time. So I can't wait to keep reading both of these amazing books. I've had such a good reading year this year so far, so that's been really fun. Plans for the rest of the day: I am going to finish up work. I am then going to drop Trower off at my parents because I am going to see Faye Webster in Columbus, and I'm so freaking excited. I'm going with my cousin Caroline, and then Ethan's golfing tonight, and so he'll pick up Trout on his way home. And then tomorrow I'm getting my hair cut, And then we're leaving to go on a little weekend getaway cabin trip with the dog. And I'm so excited. I think we're gonna hang out, read, have fires, play games, hike a ton, and just like hang out. And I'm so happy and I'm so excited that I found out about this job before our trip, because I feel like I will finally be able to like actually relax and like have fun. So overall, I just think this is gonna be such a fun next, you know, 4 or 5 days. I'm off work Friday and Monday. We're coming home Monday. So yeah, I plan to vlog it and just take you guys with us and show you around, whatever. So yeah, I'll talk to you guys all later on. Hey you guys, so I just got back from my haircut this morning and then I went and got a coffee. Do I need more coffee? Definitely not, but did I really want a coffee and a breakfast sandwich? Yes, I did. So I just pulled in my driveway. I was gonna drop off my couch cushions. As you can see, they're right there. On the way home, turns out the place is closed on Fridays. So I need to do it next week, and I cannot forget this time. Last night, I did see Faye Webster and it was so much fun, and her whole set was really, really cool. So her last album, like her newest, is called like Underdressed at the Symphony, and so all her set was like laundromat themed, and it was just like really neat and really cool. I'm so tired though. I slept in my makeup, which I have not done in months, I don't think. I am exhausted, and all I had was one drink while I was getting ready to go. Like, I didn't even drink while I was there, and I felt like I was hungover this morning, and I think it's just like a lack of sleep and just being so exhausted and being stressed about this job. And now that I'm not, it's like kind of, I feel like all just coming a bit like full circle for me. And I'm sure you like all picked up on, like, I love to be home and I prioritize my like alone time, me time, personal time to just like decompress. Like, I'm a true introvert at heart, and when I have too many like plans or like social things going on like back to back, it does kind of like stress me out a little. And I feel like maybe I just feel like there's been a lot going on this week in a good way. Like, they've all been really fun things, but I'm really happy that this weekend is hopefully going to be a bit more relaxed. We're going to bring our books, we're going to go bring our games. I really need to go pack. I haven't packed anything, but it's mainly going to be like hiking clothes. And then I do want to bring some of my books that I've been meaning to take photos of for my Bookstagram account. And yeah, no, I've got to go pack all my stuff, all of Trout Boy's stuff, and I should probably clean out the car a little bit. And I think I am going to hopefully try and at least like drive us most of the way there. I think we're only like a few hours away. And I've done like longer drives before, like probably like 6 hours, 6-7 hours max, and it was fine. But yeah, I just haven't done it in a long time, and so I think I might see if Ethan wants to split the drive or something like that. So yeah, I need to go, and I'm so excited to bring you guys along this weekend.
Good boy. Good boy. Yeah. Good Good boy. Good boy.
Good boy, Trout.
Boy.
Hey you guys, so it is now Wednesday evening. I just got back from running a couple of errands after work today, and I'm popping on just to give you guys a quick reading update and honestly just a bit of a little life update because I haven't really talked to you guys since before our trip. I think like right before our trip. And so I took a few clips while we were gone. We had the best time, like such a good weekend. His parents ended up coming up and staying the night on Saturday night, and then we went to his parents' house Sunday night and then came back Monday because we were both off of work on Monday, and it was just so fun. It was just the perfect amount of like relaxing while also getting to play with Trout and play games just with each other and spend a lot of time alone while also getting to spend some time with his family. I learned how to play Rummy, which was really fun. We played this Wordle game, like board game. We did a lot of hiking, and the weather was honestly perfect. It was not too cold, not hot at all, and it was just amazing. We got to read some, relax. We had a lot of good little meals and treats, and I've just had the best time. So I'm definitely happy we went. And being back, I can't lie, it's been a little rough because the time did change on Sunday, and so we like lose an hour of sleep or whatever. And wow, is it getting to me. I even feel like Trout is kind of like out of his schedule. Like his dinner and breakfast time is a little funky right now. I feel like he's been sleeping in a little longer because he's a little confused. And I feel like we're all just a little off in this house. So I am honestly looking forward to just an evening to be home alone. Ethan's golfing for the first time outside today this year. And it's just me and Trout, and I'm so excited to honestly just like relax and read and hang out. Like I am so tired. But I did want to give you guys a quick reading update. So I don't know where I left you, but in Braiding Sweetgrass, I am now about 82 pages in, and I am loving it. As you can see, I'm underlining so much. I want to meet this author so bad. I want her to be like our spiritual leader or something. Like she is just explaining my sense of like spirituality and like feeling connected to the universe in like such a relatable way. Like I feel like I've always told people and like described to people that like I see the world through a very I don't know if necessarily like a scientific lens, but a very like nature focused lens, and that's how I feel like I just feel very connected to the way the world works and other people, and you know, like why I do what I do and why I feel the things I feel about certain things. And I feel like she's really just doing a good job describing that feeling. I feel like she sees nature as art, as spirituality, as like the driving force to like why and how we're all here doing what we're doing every day, and I just completely relate. So A+ so far, I'm loving it. And then in the antidote, I feel like I've read the most in this one probably. I am now 63% through, absolutely loving it. I love reading about the Dust Bowl. I love our characters. It is super interesting to me. I'm liking it so much better than Swamplandia. I did not like that one as much. And this one is just like, I don't know, it's just like really hitting the spot. And I'm not someone who reads a lot of like historical fiction-y type stories. And so I feel like this one is just almost like opening a whole new world for me. I don't know how into historical fiction I'll get, or if I'll actually read another one like right after or anything. But I am absolutely loving it. Like, it is just perfection. Like, I just want to read and like not put it down, and it is just so good and I'm obsessed. So overall, I can't lie to you, I feel like I am having just an amazing reading year. I feel like I've picked up so many good ones, and it's just been making me so happy. I have, even with my book club books, decided that if they pick a book that I am not interested in the slightest, that I will just not read it and skip that month. I haven't been in months, but I'm not against going again. I think I'm just against some of the books they're picking. I feel like when I first started book club, you know, we were doing like Tana French. All the other picks were like super good. As of late, they just suck. Like, I don't understand, like, if maybe more people join the book club and so like our voting system is changed a little or something like that. I don't know, but I was gonna go to March, and then I saw the book in February, and it was like a non-fiction book about like drinks throughout the world, and I was like, I cannot. I don't want anything to do with this. So we'll see. I don't know what April's is. Oh yes, I do. It's some sci-fi something, but I'm not like set on definitely or not reading it. I haven't really looked into it too much, but I do think taking maybe a step back from book club a little has been really beneficial to my reading. I feel like I originally joined book club last winter, honestly, just because I was having a hard winter and I wanted to join a group, maybe meet some more people on this side of town, and I did. And like I said, I'm not against going again, but I would really like to find a book club that is reading more stuff I'm interested in, and I'm not saying they have to be like good or great books, but just stuff that I don't like mind picking up. And some of our book club books are just horrid, like horrible. So I don't really know, but I will say not having to prioritize one book a month, which I feel like to some people isn't that much, but I feel like when you're reading books you don't like and they're taking you longer to get through anyway, I kind of feel like it was kind of eating into a lot of my personal reading time, and it was just like kind of bothering me. And so I feel like when I finally just like took a step back, I feel like my reading this year has just gone like so much better. Like, I am reading such good books that I really want to read, even if I don't give them a 5-star. I like really wanted to read it at the time, and that has been making me feel just so good about my reading. So I'm feeling really good about that. I do think I want to do maybe a wrap up for like winter, maybe like a January, February, March wrap up at the end of the month. I think that would make me feel good to do maybe like 3-month increment wrap-ups or something like that, at least for the first one, just so I can fill you guys in a bit more on some of the books that I have read when I haven't really been vlogging. So yeah, I am going to sit here and read a little bit, and I'll talk to you guys all later on. Hey you guys, so it is now Sunday, late morning-ish time, I believe. Yeah, around like 11:30. And I just got home, took a shower, and I'm hopping on just to basically end the reading vlog. I truly have no idea how this will be pieced together, just because I have so much random footage over the last like couple months that I'm just not exactly sure like how it's all going to make any sense to you guys. But But I did want to at least finish a book during this reading vlog. So yesterday I finished The Antidote by Karen Russell, and I freaking loved it so much. It was just like what I needed at the time. I feel like I mentioned in previous clips how much I really liked that it kind of brought me back to a historical fiction type of mindset while still being very literary and like making really different, cool, like stylistic choices. I do think though, out of both Karen Russell's that I've read, I liked this one so much more. Like I remember Swamplandia, just like there was something about it was like almost like too weird that it just like kind of dragged along, where I felt like a bit more invested in all of our characters. I loved Asphodel Oletsky and her Uncle Harp, and I think her name ended up being like Antonia, but like the Prairie Witch, and all the girls on our basketball team, and Cleo, our photographer. Like it was just like so interesting and fun to read about, and I really liked how Karen Russell could kind of like talk on like really important topics, but in like a fun, interesting, different way. Like especially with like race, and specifically talking about the Native people that were kicked out of Nebraska, and how all of these people who came in to basically be like prairie people were like kind of tricked into taking their land. They were not under the impression, or it doesn't seem like everyone was always under the impression, that they were taking somebody's land, because it was kind of brought up to them in a way that was like, oh, just free land for the taking kind of thing, when in reality that's obviously like not what was going on like at all. And so I feel like she's just writing a lot about stuff that, if I'm being so honest with myself, I just feel like I don't have a lot of background knowledge about. And I feel like because I'm reading Braiding Sweetgrass at the same time, which I didn't even necessarily think there was going to be a ton of like overlap, it's really cool and strange to be reading both of these at the same time, because they're talking a lot about like how we basically just screwed the Native people out of literally everything. Their lives, we're like kidnapping their children basically, and like sending them away to these crazy schools, and just like really, really horrific stuff that I obviously have like heard of, but I feel like when you read a story or read somebody's like personal like family experience with some of this stuff, it definitely like hits in a different way, and it makes me just reflect and think on all of that very, very, very differently. And I don't know, it was so good. And like I said, I didn't expect these books, like I just wasn't really like considering how these books could or would be sort of intertwined, but it has been really cool to read them both at the same time. So let me actually see what the pub date is of The Antidote, because it should have been, I think, this last week, so it should be out by now. So I do need to write my review so I can post it on NetGalley and Goodreads and all the things. March 11th. So yeah, it came out this past Tuesday, and so it's out now. And like I said, I think a lot of people would enjoy this book for so many different reasons. I give it 5 stars. I'm sure you can tell at this point, but yeah, no, I loved it so much. I highly recommend The Antidote, and yeah, that's all I really have to say. I will see you guys all soon.